Respected dear sadhakas, come let's join. Let us do our everyday's beautiful study of Puranas so that we are able to understand the Lord in all his expressions and aspects, and also understand the need of tuning to the Lord, merging in the Lord, along with how to achieve that. This is what is all our Shastras are trying their hard to give us the mukti anubhava from all this self created samsara because of our own ignorance and delusion. Are we ready? Then let us join. Let us joyfully join. Let us, with all gratitude to the God, the Guru Parampara, the Shruti Mata, that they have selected us to give us this beautiful opportunity. Then one day we are full of concentration, enjoy learning maximum that day. Another day may be less, another day may be less, never mind. Being regular, being wanting to know in that if there is deep sincerity, whichever the day, whatever the amount we are able to do, that itself is great for us. Today also, therefore, let us begin with our chantings, Parayanam of 12th Skandha explanation, 10th Skandha explanation, followed by Adhyatma Ramayanam. Then we will have Sri Gurudev's Ashtottara Shatanamavali today. Let us start as much as concentration possible. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sachidanandarupaya Vishwotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिल शक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. See in this mantra, Antah Bravishya Mama Imam Prasuptam Vacham Sanjeevayati. See, Tat Sruštva Tadevanu Pravishatu Drashta Shrota Manta Vijnata Rupena. The Lord is available in our heart. Om Samasta Devatabhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Brahmanebhyo Acharyebhyo Bhaktebhyo Sadhakebhyo Sadhubhyo Tirthebhyo क्षेत्रेभ्यो नदी नदेभ्यो आचार्येभ्यो नमः. परब्रह्मणे महाविष्णवे ब्रह्मणे सनकादिमुनिभ्यो नारदाय वेदव्यासाय शुकब्रह्मर्षे सूतमहामुने शौनकादि ऋषिभ्यो अत्र्यादि प्रह्लादादि भक्तजनेभ्यो मत्स्यादेवतारेभ्यो आदित्यादि नवग्रह देवताभ्यो दक्षिणामूर्ति दत्तात्रेय हयग्रीवादि गुरुभ्यो नमः. आदिपराशक्ति मात्रे नमः. माता पितृदेवताभ्यो नमः. आद्य शंकराचार्यादि गुरुभ्यो नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यमोदसिद्ध्यर्थं पुराणेतिहासोक्त भगवद्भागवत अवगाहन दर्शन अनुभव प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य वैदिक संस्कृतेः हैन्दव संस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान जागरण विश्वव्याप्ति द्वारा समस्त विश्व शांति कल्याण एकता समरसता प्राप्त्यर्थं तत्कृते समस्त कंकणबद्ध साधक भक्त सेवक उपासक संस्थापकानां च आयुरारोग्य क्षेमस्थैर्य श्रद्धा भक्त्यादि समस्त साधना संपदा शक्तीनां सानुकूलतानां प्राप्ति द्वारा शत्रु विघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन दिव्य कार्य दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थं श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराण शास्त्रस्य द्वादश स्कन्धस्य दशम स्कन्धस्य च पारायणमध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। आदौ द्वादश स्कन्धः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भागवत महापुराणं द्वादश स्कन्धः। ओम आभासश्च निरोधश्च यतश्चाध्यवसीयते स आश्रयः परं ब्रह्म परमात्मेति शब्दते। अथ पंचमोऽध्यायः। श्रीशुक उवाच ओम अत्रानुवर्ण्यते अभीक्ष्णं विश्वात्मा भगवान् हरिः यस्य प्रसादजो ब्रह्मा रुद्रः क्रोधसमुद्भवः त्वं तु राजन्मरिष्येति पशुबुद्धिमिमां जहि न जातः प्रागभूतोऽद्य देहवत्वं न नङ्क्ष्यसि न भविष्यसि भूत्वा त्वं पुत्रपौत्रादिरूपवान् बीजाङ्कुरवत् देहादेहे व्यतिरिक्तो यथा नलः स्वप्ने यथा शिरच्छेदं पञ्चत्वाद्यात्मनः स्वयं यस्मात् पश्यति देहस्य तत आत्मा हि अजो अमरः घटे भिन्ने यथाकाशः आकाशः स्यात् यथा पुरा एवं देहे मृते जीवः ब्रह्म सम्पद्यते पुनः मनः सृजति वै देहान् गुणान् कर्माणि चात्मनः तन्मनः सृजते माया ततो जीवस्य संसृतिः स्नेहाधिष्ठानवर्त्यग्नि संयोगो यावदीयते ततो दीपस्य दीपत्वम् एवं देहः कृतो भवः रजःसत्त्वतमो वृत्त्या जायते थ विनश्यति न तत्रात्मा स्वयं ज्योतिः यो व्यक्ताव्यक्तयोः परः आकाश इव चाधारः ध्रुवोऽनन्तोपमस्ततः एवमात्मानमात्मस्थम् आत्मनैवामृषप्रभो बुद्ध्यानुमानगर्भिण्या वासुदेवानुचिन्तया चोदितो विप्रवाक्येन न त्वां धक्षति तक्षकः मृत्यवो नोपधक्ष्यन्ति मृत्यूनां मृत्युमेश्वरम् अहं ब्रह्म परं धाम ब्रह्माहं परमं पदम् एवं समीक्षन्नात्मानम् आत्मन्याधाय निष्कळे दशन्तं तक्षकं पादे लीलिहानं विशाननैः न द्रक्ष्यसि शरीरं च विश्वं च पृथगात्मनः एतत्ते कथितं तात यथात्मा पृष्टवान् नृपा हरेर्विश्वात्मनः चेष्टां किं भूयः श्रोतुमिच्छसि इति श्रीमद्भागवते महापुराणे पारमहंस्यां संहितायां द्वादशस्कन्धे श्रीशुकदेवकृत अन्तिमोपदेशो नाम पंचमोऽध्यायः। ओम शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। The first shloka says about three expressions of Bhagavan for our encashment. As a Hari, pray to him and see that all your dukhas, difficulties, etc. go away. As a Bhagavan, visualize him as the Srushti Sthiti-laya Karaka. As a Vishwatma, get identified with him. In the second shloka, Aham Deha Na Asmi, that is what is being brought. In the third shloka, I am not Jivaha, that is what is brought. Explained so beautifully. We discussed it at length exhaustively. In the fourth shloka, again, from the Tattva standpoint, there may be anything happening to this Deha and to other Dehas, to any Dehas, and to the entire Sthula Rupi Brahmanda also. It may be born, it may be staying, it may be dissolving. Nothing happens to the Parabrahma, which is a support of all. This beautiful thing is brought in the fourth shloka with the example of that Shirachedam and also Panchatvadi. So the Shiracheda Hona, death Hona. Here Swashirachedam and Panchatvam and be attentive. In the dream, if it is a big war, cyclone or accident, such thing happens, then in dream you can see hundreds, thousands dying. Not our own, but many people's hands, legs cut, etc. But they're all imaginary. They never happened to the self who was unknowingly, mistakenly taken as a dream world. In the same way, in the entire world, so many things appear to happen, but in that happening, at the total or individual level, nothing happens to the pure Parama Atma. So we have to identify with that. So, like the dreamer, because of his vasanas, dreams the world in that Shirachedam, etc. is done. So too in the Samashti Vasanas, Samashti Vasana is equal to Samashti Karma and Karma Phala. All these, the Shirachedams, the big things, whatever are happening, they appear to be happening. And while all this is happening, what exactly is happening to the waker on whose mind the dream world is projected? Nothing. So to the pure conscious self, when the entire Brahmanda happening in the Srishti in so beautiful way, happening the Sthitikala beauty, Laya Kala, Bhayankara Pralaya is coming, as we saw in the Prakruta Pralaya. When all that is happening, what exactly happening to the pure conscious self, the Brahma Tattva? Nothing. That is what Yasmat Pashyasi Dehasya Tata Atma hi Ajaha Amaraha. Then one wave dies, two waves die, thousands of waves die, and anything happen. Nothing happens to the ocean, nothing happens to the water. In the same way, the self, which is one without second, is unborn and undying in that entire world in a wholesale or retail form, in the total form or Veshti Rupa. It is born, play, and dying. Nothing happens. And that self is me. Oh, Parikshit, you are that self. Identify with that. Okay? It's not that some Takshaka coming and biting. Even Vasvashirachedam happens and Panchatvam happens as in the dream. Nothing happened to you. Here also nothing happens. So abide in the self, which is Ajara and Amara, not in the not self, they are the Charvikt, Jara and Mrityu. So theory is known now for us. As long it takes, so long we give time to practice till we establish in this knowledge. Okay? Not coming to know the theory itself is first problem. Coming to theory but not able to understand is another thing for long time. Even though understood, not trying to practice is the third one. After practicing, it takes long time to establish in it. Till that, when the one who tries, he will be entering into that identity with the self. From this, what is known now, that it is not only in the class, it is not only during our meditation, but all through the day, we have to keep an eye on our own selves to be that Ajara Amara Atma, not any of the Upadis. Slowly, we have to introduce that thought. Slowly, we have to strengthen it. Till I am the self is the reality that is predominantly felt or experienced. All Vyavahara is devalued or less valued. To that extent, the samsara going away. And totally, when the whole world of happenings is understood as mithya, zero valued, though we are going through that, like movie. You go through all the scenes of the movie, but zero value given to it as real. Therefore, it's only an entertainment, whatever happens in that. That's why thousands and thousands and thousands of movies come and go. We all watch, but none of them affect us because we are knowing very clearly they are not real, they are projected. In the same way, by avoiding the true self from that standpoint, in the not self, so many things happen and go, but that doesn't touch us at all. Because we are seeing it but not believing it because it is not true. Because that which cannot be seen, the Brahman, we have already identified with it. But that Paramatma Brahma, how to discover? In 2-3 slokas, after 5 slokas or 3, we will see. 2 3 slokas it will be explained in. But this explanation is never sufficient unless we go to the Gurukula right from the beginning, like we are studying the Upanishads, etc. Unless we thoroughly study, then the doubtless, convincing, clear knowledge cannot come. If some seekers have gone through that earlier exercises, to some extent they are matured, to them in Bhagavatam also, when the Tattva Jnana is given, it will be received by him because he has prepared in his earlier lives. But otherwise, going to the Gurukula right from the scratch or beginning, from the untrained and uncultured sthiti, right from beginning of learning grammar, learning language, learning chanting, learning word meaning, learning the sentences meaning, learning upasanas, through all that, making the mind pure, beautiful, then only the tattva we are taught by the Guru in all its exhaustive details, as we are seeing in our morning Upanishad class. Even that also, 3, 4, 5 Upanishads, same Upanishad 5, 6 times. When we read, study, listen and study, then slowly the acceptances, the maturities happen. How to, why the whole world is the Lord, therefore how to see the world, in the world, the Paramatma alone, and how to deny or devalue the world, thus how to eliminate samsara from our life of unnecessary sufferings. All that will be opened up. Fifth shloka visa, again same way, घटे भिन्ने यथा आकाशः आकाशस्यात् यथा पुरा एवं देहे मूर्ते जीवः ब्रह्म संपद्यते पुनः. So in that, as we explained yesterday, if Jiva has already got Jivan Mukti, then he will get Videha Mukti. His Jiva has done all sadhana, but Mukti has not yet come, almost is qualified for it. Then leaving the body, leaving the Jiva Bhava, entering to Paramatma simultaneously happen. The third way is one, he has got lot of knowledge, but not sadhana is not completed. Then in that yoni or place, having gone where we can do our completion of sadhana, to that world or place we are sent by the Lord. It can be anywhere. अथवा योगिनामेव कुले भवति धीमताम. So in the family of yogi. So yogi कुल में जन्म लेना दो तरीका है. The whole family tradition is spiritual, like that of Puja Gurudev we see. Or anywhere he is born according to his prarabdha and live for some time, then he will go to the yogiyon ke sangati mein, like Tapovan Maharaj or Ramana Maharshi. They're all born in ordinary families like anyone. Like us, many children are born in their houses. But everybody has not gone to Uttarakashi or Arunachala for meditation. Is it not? So their path was set like that for their final evolution by the divine, depending on what has been done by them in the earlier. In this way, Jivaha Brahma Sampadyate, we have to understand. Evam Dehe Mrute Jivaha Brahma Sampadyate. In this way, when the body dies, Jiva becomes one with Brahman. It is not for every Jiva who dies and becomes Brahman. The one who has become Jivan Mukta or who has finished the whole sadhana, for the both of them, body dropped, reaches Brahman. For others, if he has done lot of sadhana, in anticipation, let us say it is said, Brahma Sampadyate, you have to fill up the blanks by saying that wherever the Brahmanubhuti chances are there, to that place, into that Sharira, into that company, he will be sent. Whoever he may be. So you are also. In case of Parikshit, he has already discovered the self, therefore he will drop before the Takshaka comes. That's what we are going to anyway see. So in this way, if you are observing and repeatedly when we are studying every day, how crystal clear are all these knowledges given by Shukadevji towards end to Parikshitji, in which he has to abide. For all of us also. Same thing as early as possible. When we are established in this, Aham Tattva Brahma Asmi in Jnana, Naham Jivosmi, Naham Devosmi, to that extent, we are not going to have the transmigrations. Okay, this is what is done. Okay, now we saw the sixth mantra also yesterday. Little crucial, little deeper, little contemplative, little to be inquired deeply, detailedly. What was said here? Sixth mantra I am chanting now. Manaha srujati vai dehan gunan karmani cha atmanah tanmanah srujate maya tato jivasya samsrutihi. Same thing we saw in the 10th skandha also, in that different lectures, Adhyatma Ramayanam also, when Rama taught to Tara, Tattva Upadesha. The three parts let us understand. First is Manaha Srujativai Dehan Gunan Karmani cha Atmana. Second, Tanmanaha Srujate Maya. Third, Tataha Jivasya Samsrutihi. If each of the words here, total sentences, 2, 3, and every sentence complete meaning, if it is digested by us, then what Vedanta want to say, and as the Bandhanam, we come to know. How to get moksha, it will be told in the subsequent shlokas. We tried to explain yesterday to a great extent. What is that? Manaha sujati vai dehan. Manaha sujati vai gunan. Manaha sujati vai karmani cha. So manah prasute विषयान शेषान स्थूलात्मना सूक्ष्मतया च भोक्तुः मनोमयाग्निर्वहति प्रपंचम. So it is the mana we attend to, the thoughts, sankalpas. Okay, from there only the sthula sukshma karana deha astitva is born, and that mana only gives the vishayatva to this world and wanting to enjoy it by procuring and involving in it. And that mana alone plans the different karmas to get that thing and involve in it. This is a very, very important thought. There are only two things we have to understand. One, the pure self. Second is the mana. In the pure self, there is nothing other than it. It is Sadghana, Siddghana, Anandaghana. It is as it is, that's it. In that, there is no samsara or nothing is possible. No panchakoshas, no three dehas, no vishaya vastus, none of the desires for it, nor to work for it, nor to get it, nor to indulge in it. In the pure Atma Tattva, it is not there. None of them there. Therefore, if it all there, where is all that? In the mana only. But always remember, mana is inert, important. It cannot work without the presence of consciousness. But the conscious self is not involved in any one of them. Rather, that conscious self, which is there in whose presence all are happening, yet not touched by anyone, that is the real conscious self. And that is Paramatma and that is me. So manaha sujati vai dehan. So I am this stula sharira and I am having jagrata avastha. Sukshma sharira swapna avastha. I am having karana sharira nidra avastha. See, these three jagara swapna sushupti are, they are not planes of consciousness. Consciousness is pure one without second. In that planes gradations, where are they? It is one homogeneous thing. Okay. Then to whom, see this we have already seen, maybe in the last chapter or so, the three avasthas belonging to the chitta only. That is said even in Adhyatma Ramayana in the beginning class to that Tara, when Bhagavan said, all the three avasthas belong to the mana or chitta. देखो कहीं मन कहते हैं कहीं चित्त कहते हैं. Don't get confused. It is one thing only commonly called as antahkarana. Like we know Bahya Karanas of five Karmendriyas, five Jnanendriyas. So too there is inner Karanam whose common thing is thoughts. Those thoughts when there are in four different modes, they are named that mode is called as Mana or Buddhi or Chitta or Ahankar. Okay. Now to this Mana only all these three avasthas are experienced. Okay. So Manas Sujati Vai Dehanu. So again, we take the second line's help before fully studying it to some extent here. It is the Maya which made the mind. In the mind, Maya, there are three gunas. Therefore, those three gunas come into the mind. When in the mind, the Tamo guna is there, It goes into dravyata. When it is rajoguna is there, it is in the kriya. When it is in the sattva guna, it is in the jagrada avastha. So for the mind to express these three gunas, it needs three dehas. Therefore, to express its sattva guna, it needs the stula deha in the jagrada avastha. And to express rajoguna, it has the sukshma deha in the swapna avastha. And to express its tamoguna in a nidra, it has got the karana deha. All of them are in the mind only, remember. So, manaha srujati vai dehan. Then, where are the all objects? They are called gunan here. The shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha, five objects in which we involve with full interest and desire and all indulgent. They are also the mind projected only. Vishayas. Okay, that's how our morning class of Taittiriya helps it a lot. So, the Parabrahma in the Buddhi Guha. What is the Guha? Parabrahma alone becoming the three things. The Parabrahma Swarupa is Chit Swarupa or Jnapti Swarupa. The Jnapti Swarupa Parabrahma alone is seen taken as a Triputi of Jnata Jnanam Gnayam. Okay, the Triputi Jnata Jnanam Gnayam is nothing but that Jnapti Brahma only, when not known, first expresses as the Maya, then as the mind, then as the thought, then the thought becomes two first, then the three. The first two thoughts are Jnata Gnayam. Then when the Jnata knows the Gnayam, then the third thought of Jnanam happens. But in this Jnata thought, in the Jnanam thought, in the Gnayam thought, the pure consciousness is there. If that is seen, the Jnata Jnanam Gnayam will not be seen. If that is not seen, that Jnapti Swarupa Chit Brahma, then this Triputi or Jnata Gnayam they come. Therefore, all the Gnaya Vastus here mentioned as Gunanu. Okay. And then Jnata is the three avasthas, the Jagrata, Swapna, Sushupti, Purusha. So Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, Purusha, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti avasthas, in that all the anubhavas of Sthula Vastus in Jagrat, Sukshma in Swapna, Abhava of everything in Sushupti, they all are in the Antakarana only, in the Mana only. The idea is they are not in the Parama Atma. So Manaha Srujati Vaidehan Gunan. Then after that coming into Vyavahara, Karmani. See Manas Srujati Vaidehan, then Gunan. So each of the Deha Tadatmya, we are in each of the Avastha. In that Avastha, each of the Avastha mein those type of Gunan or the Vastus are seen. तो स्थूल देह तादात्म्य जागृत अवस्था स्थूल वस्तु शब्द स्पर्श रूप रसगंध सूक्ष्म देह तादात्म्य स्वप्नावस्था सूक्ष्म वस्तु सब शब्द स्पर्श रूप रसगंध in the karana deha absence of all of them will be there. They all go to bija avastha. So dehan manah srujati we have proved, gunan manah srujati proved. Then in each of the avastha, to obtain those objects, whatever the plan of action is done, even the action is done, that also is done by the mana only. At one gross level, mana functions through the indriyas and that is how the action is done. But at the highest subtle level, it mana only grossifies to become the indriyas for the sake of that particular work. Then the sukshma mana guides the sthula mana which has become indriyas that functions. That functioning is called as karmani. This is called as Shuddha Pure Advaita Vedanta Vicharana going on. Naturally, when the karmas are done, karma phalas are given. And karma phala bhog ke liye we are given different places, sets up, etc. Some karma phala bhoga, if they are allowed in this life only, they are given. Like एक खाना बनाया, so that कर्म का फल यही मिलता है, उसके लिए अगले जन्म नहीं लेने का. Is it not? Some karma phalas here only we go through. Some of them which are not possible in this deha, in this life, they will be going into sanchita. Whenever it is possible, it is expressed. Whenever they get fructified or they matured, the karma phalas express. And to do the bhoga of that, we have to go there. And some karma phala bhoga happen in nidra, some karma phala bhoga happen in swapna, many of them happen in jagrada avastha. In jagrada also, for the bhoga of karma phala only, from the Vedanta standpoint, not from Vyavahara standpoint, Vyavahari people don't accept. But the bhoga of karma phala only, we keep on every day traveling. Not only within our own house, from the bedroom to the bathroom to the dining hall to the hall to the kitchen to the veranda to the portico to the first floor and second floor, we go from one gully to other gully only to experience the karma phala. We go from one town to the other for that. We go from one district to other that. From one state to other that. We go to other country only to have our own karma phala bhog. If that is over, then whatever the next quota is, that will be there will be sent. Depends on what we have done, what we deserve. That deserving thing is where it is available. Because of that only, in different places when you are put for that time, different people to give us that sukha dukkha are given around us. Among them, some stay for long time, some stay for little less time, some stay short time, some to just some time only. Like in the hotels when you stay, you order for tea or coffee, just 2 minutes he gives the tea again and goes away. उसके बाद जिंदगी में you don't meet. है ना बस में ड्राइवर है कंडक्टर यू टेक द टिकट ओनली दैट वन कंडक्टर से काम हो ही गया कंडक्टर उधर ही जाता है बस ड्राइवर के साथ टिल ही से रीचेस यू टू डेस्टिनेशन उसके बाद विच ड्राइवर डू यू नो आर व्हाट सो दिस आर ऑल कर्म फल भोग. This is how the only a concept which helps us to go through all experiences and yet not suffer and also do good actions so that good results come. Only thing that helps us is the acceptance of karma phala siddhanta in vyavahara. When you go to the Paramarthika, you have to touch that self which is infinite. Therefore, there is no the dvandva of karta bhokta ityadi. Therefore, there is no karma phala chakkar in that. Such things again and again listen, then the intellect gets opened up. So the first line we have studied. Manas sujati vai dehan, then the gunan karmani cha. For whom? The Atma. Because without Atma, none of them can happen. But then when the Atma Vastu identifies with them temporarily as if, that time he expresses as Jiva as if. So identity also as if, Jiva Bhava also is as if. If the identity is real, Jiva Bhava is real, we never go back to our Mukti. We can never go. Then all the Mukti Granthas, Mukti Shastras, Mukti Upadeshas are futile. Nobody is Mukta Purusha. There is nobody as Rishi Muni or Guru. We need not serve anyone. We need not gain jnanam from anyone. If that is the case. So Atma Upadiyam ke saath Iva. Like morning classes, so many times we saw that colored flower kept near the crystal. Crystals appears as if in that color. Never. Moment the colored cloth or flower is taken away, crystal is back to its own crystalline clarity. So to self is always in its own crystalline, pure Sachidananda Rupa. In the proximity of the Upadhi, it as if gathers the Upadhi Lakshanas onto himself. Now be attentive here. As if the self gathers the Lakshanas Upadhis on itself is called as the experience which you and I are going through continuously. That aham dehosmi. Therefore, anything happens to deha is happening to me. Aham pranaha asmi, manaha asmi, buddhi asmi, and whatever is happening to them is as if happening to me because the colored upadhis are kept very in proximity with us. Therefore, those upadhi ranga it is falling on us. Is it not like red cloth is or flower is kept near that crystal? In that red cloth, let us say dark spot came, that also is reflected in the crystal. That cloth color fade ho gaya mano. That is reflected. Like that flower. Fresh flower kept reddish rose color in the crystal. ऐसे छोड़ो शाम तक फ्लावर सड़ जाएगा और इट बिकम पेल और इवन द क्रिस्टल में भी वो को ऐसे ही लगता है. So as if it is happening to crystal. Actually, crystal never became those upadis, but because of proximity. Therefore, whatever is happening to upadi, as if happening in the crystal. So all the things, when the colored cloth brought or flower, nothing happened to crystal. When the cloth or flower become worn or torn or faded, nothing happened to. When it dies, nothing happens. When it goes away, nothing happens to the crystal. In the same way, सेल्फ में माया के कारण, मन के कारण ये सारे उपाधियों का नौटंकी चल रहा है. ओ माय डियर परीक्षित, go into the deep contemplation beyond all these things. That is why dehas are not permanent. Even in this deha, by the age of 70, 10 times we have changed all the deha. नो स्थूल से सेम, नो सूक्ष्म सेम, नो कारण सेम. कौन से देह को आप रियल मानते हो बताओ? है अगर कोई रियल मानने को एज इट इज? बाय द टाइम यू से दिस इज माय रियल शरीर, दैट इज ऑलरेडी चेंज्ड. सी आई क्रैच माय हेड, हाउ मच ऑफ द सेल्स हैव डाइड एंड दे केम आउट, हु नोस? Just because at micro level you are not thinking, seeing, you can't say that the same bodies continue. Just for the sake of information. So, first line, Manaha sujati vai dehan, Manaha sujati vai gunan, Manaha sujati vai karmani. Then karma phala bhog ke liye, different dehas when we go, there again the tadatma with them and sukha dukkha giver also is the Mano. Like a swapna. Whole swapna loka is created by mind, maker's mind. In that only all the ancient, insentient, animate, inanimate, everything in that. As said in Taittariya, Sattu, Tyattu, Niruktam, Aniruktam, Nilayanam, Anilayanam, Vijnanam, Avijnanam, Satyam, Anrutam, all are seen in the Swapnavastha. But they are all projected on the waker's mind only. Is it not? Everything, Satchatyacha, Bhavatu, Niruktam, everything you can see. The moment you wake up, oh, nothing is real, I am real. So, in the pure consciousness, all of these are projected only. Second, where from this mind has come? Tan manah srujate maya. Clear? Yeah. That maya is the one because of which the mind is created. Okay? What is maya? Only three things. Not knowing the self, projecting the mind, making the mind as if appear as real. Repeat it. Not knowing the self, avidya, projecting the mind, vikshepa, avidya, avarana, sorry. Not knowing the self is avarana. Then projecting the mind is vikshepa. Taking the mind as real is aropana. Be attentive. Taking the mind is real, as real. Real is self. But the mind taken as real. Real is rope. But the snake is taken as real. There are two things. One is ropeness, second is reality. The ropeness is replaced by the snakeness. Reality of the rope is given to the snake. Given to the snake. Therefore, snake appears to be real. So the three stages are not seeing the rope as rope. Second, projecting the snake. Third, considering the snake to be real. That reality to the snake has been borrowed from the reality of the reality called rope only. सत्य तो किसका है रियल? रोप का है ना. The rope's reality is roped in by this snake. So too, the reality of the reality is taken by the projected mind. Mind is appearing as real. And all this happening in non-thinking only. Okay. In Bhakti, when you do Sharanagati, in Vedanta, when you go to the absolute subjective, or through contemplation, the moment the inquiry starts setting in, All these, Avarana, Vikshepa, and Aropana, all the three go away. In all these three also, we need not remove all the three, only one. Once you remove the Avarana, the Vikshepa, Aropana goes away. Even Avarana you cannot remove just like that. Just to see the self as it is, Avarana goes away. There were only one thing in life. Final thought of Vedanta is discovering our identity with the Brahma Tattva. Bas. When that is done, the Maya created Upadhi created Jiva Bhava, Jiva's Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva and Samsara. सारा डिजॉल्व हो जाएगा बिकॉज सबका मूल क्या है अविद्या. अविद्या निकाल दो सब जाता है. अविद्या इज नॉट एन substantial thing to remove it, right? You have ignorance of physics. It is not a substantial thing, that ignorance of physics, that you remove it. You learn physics, ignorance of physics goes away. Ignorance of English or Sanskrit, you cannot remove that. It is not a substantial thing कि पकड़ के फेंक दो, because it is an absence. Absence cannot be dealt with. Okay, but the knowledge of English or Sanskrit when you learn, obviously the ignorance goes away. In the same way, avidya is the karana for entire samsara. Avidya remove karo, samsara jata hai. Then avidya cannot be held and removed because it's not a substantial thing. Then what to do? Gain the vidya of Paramatma. Here there are two things. One is Paramatma, second is Paramatma Vidya. Paramatma is always there. Whether you have Vidya or Avidya. Both Avidya also supported by him only. So far we had Avidya, now we gain the Vidya. This Vidya removes Avidya and that also goes away. That Vidya is theoretical knowledge, contemplation, meditation. All the theoretical knowledges, inquiry, contemplation, meditation, they are all the Vidya which remove the Avidya. Vidya never brings the Atma, please remember. Vidya removes the Avidya, ever existing self is revealed. Self is ever there. Whether we know it or not, recognize it or not, identify with it or not, it's always there. That's what we said yesterday with 5-6 examples. The golden ornament or that lamp is always clean. The dirt, something because of Vatavaranam, has accumulated on it. So you use the process of cleaning that vessel or that golden thing to remove the mala, not to bring the shining of that. Shining its original status. But it's covered by the mala. The thing used is to remove it. So too the detergent removes the dirt. Cloth is always clear, neat. So be clear about these things. So manaha srujati vai dehan lokan karmani cha atmanaha tanmanaha srujate maya. Then tataha last line jivasya samsruti. Therefore, in this way, the samsara for the jiva. And what is samsara chakra? Wherever you start it, but it is a cycle. Vasanas. Then from the vasana only jiva bhava. From the vasana only the kamana. The jiva, to fulfill the kamana, it has karma. The karma gives the karma phala. Then jiva, who was a karta before the karma is done, himself become bhokta when the karma phala comes. So that karta, bhokta, karma phala, bhoga, it is sukha or dukha, along with whatever means that sukha bhoga came, enters into vasana. Like I went to hotel. Karta, I ordered some food. Karta. Food came, I ate it. Bhokta. Impression of going to the hotel, ordering the food, then eating the food, then sukha or dukha, it is being made as a vasana. Again, at its own mature time, again that vasana pushes me to go to the hotel and to order the food and to have it. This is the whole karma chakra goes on. And at what place we have to break the chain? Every place we have to break the chain. But then, at what place we can do among all of that is, see, vasanas you can't know them to remove, because unless they express as desires, you will never know which vasanas are there. That's why till the Paramatma Anubhuti is gained, anybody can get any desire at any time. Worst than the worst desire also, for the highly evolved like saint also, it can come if that vasana is there. So that vasana, when it comes as desire, okay, when the desire fulfillment is thwarted, then we are slowly, cycle we are breaking. When you are forced by the desire to fulfill it, the karma chakra, vasana chakra, samsara chakra is set in motion. But when the desire came, but we understood that it creates vasanas, therefore let it go, let go. When we allow desire without fulfillment and get a habit of allowing the desire to come but not allowing it to fulfill, then the desire as well as vasana purgation happens. Means they lose their potency to influence and force us to do the karma, to get the karma phala, to become the bhokta of karma phala and create all the vasanas again. So at the level of desire only we have to conquer. That is why in all Shastras, the Kamana is said to be the Baddha Shatru for the Jnani Bhakta, even to be relatively happy when Vyavaharika Jivanam. It is called as Agni, it is called as Shatru, all that. Jnanino Nityavairina in Bhagavad Gita. Kamarupena Kaunteya Dushpurena Analena Cha. So you cannot stop having desires, but you can always stop fulfilling the desire. So first thing they have to be suppressed. That's why tasmatvam indriyani adau niyamya. He Bharatarshava पापमानम प्रजहि एनम ज्ञान विज्ञान नाशनम. सारे पापों को कराने वाला, सारे ज्ञान theoretical knowledge, विज्ञान एक्सपीरियंस को विनाशन करने वाला, दिस पापात्मा कामना को how to conquer? इंद्रियाणि नियम्य आदौ. Once you indulge with indriyas, karma has become successful and we are defeated. If the suppression is done at the indriya level, then there is a chance for us to combat or fight with it, get a victory. Once we suppress, then use the intellect's power of sublimation. कि if I have not indulged in it, क्या नुकसान हुआ? कुछ नुकसान नहीं हुआ. You understand? When that thought is strengthened, therefore, then what will it become? If the desire is not fulfilled, there is nothing is lost. Okay, that type of strength comes in us. But at the same time, when we positive things of sadhanas, etc., we do, in that the peace comes, happiness. That peace and happiness of positive sadhanas, when we experience, enjoy, then instead of desire fulfillment, we will be the service fulfillment people, will be the devotion and what I say, upasana fulfilling person. Finally, through Atma Jnana, the final infinite bliss seeking people we become. देखो कुछ भी कहो, जीव को आनंद चाहिए. जीवन सत्यम ज्ञानम अनंतम, और सत्य चित आनंद में सत्य हमको मिल गया, देहादि उपादेश. इन दैट चित्त also हमको मिल गया, that we are able to know with all the indriyas and antakarana the things, knowledge. But आनंद ही नहीं मिला हमको. That's why all of us are seeking आनंद only. The seeking Ananda is a two ways. One is in the Vishayas, second is in Paramatma. Vishayananda binds us to samsara, Paramatma Ananda liberates. So therefore, विषयानंद को डिजायर को छोड़ते हुए कम करना है, और परमात्मा आनंद को पाने से पहले फर्स्ट पुण्य कर्म आनंद, देन उपासना आनंद, देन वेदांत सिद्धांत ज्ञान आनंद, देन दैट वेदांत सिद्धांत को ध्यान में आत्मस्वरूप में जानने का फाइनल आनंद. In this way, when we knowingly do, then from this samsari baddha jiva to the mukta, we travel. All that is hidden behind this very powerful single shloka. Manasrujati vai dehan gunan karmani cha atmanah tan manah srujate maya tato jivasya samsrutihi. देखो, what is self alone? Not knowing the self is called Maya. From that only the Antakarana created. In that Antakarana is one side Jiva created, another side the entire Stula Sukshma Karana Deha are created, outer world of objects are created, the desire for objects is created, the Kartrutva Abhimana is created, karma is planned and that is done, karma phala comes, then to indulge in that also. What is that involves again is mana only. Mana means thoughts. That becomes again a vasana. Every vasana thickens, that cover of the self. The more vasanas are reduced, then the layer covering the self slowly becomes thinner and thinner. Vasanas become thick because of fulfilling more and more desires. Vasanas become thin when the desires are sublimated. इसलिए डिजायर ओरिएंटेड लाइफ से डिजायर लेस लाइफ में जाने के लिए ही कर्म भोग रोग से कर्म योग हमको करने को कहते हैं. We have to discover so only two things. What is that? I can live without desire. Second is I am that self whose bliss is so infinite that any number of desires fulfilled also, that bliss is not experienced. Another thing is desires will bind us to continue to as a jiva, making us do karma and as per karma phala going to different yonis. This much knowledge, which is very essential, hold on to and work it on. Slowly, any other important information, knowledge is to be gained. The totality, the Lord, the Divine will supply. अब इतना तो समझ लें. So in this, what is our पुरुषार्थ is most essential. भगवान की माया है, भगवान की माया के कारण हम फंस रहे हैं, इसलिए हम कुछ नहीं कर सकते, सब उन्हीं के हाथ में है. This is half correct, not full correct. What is the full correct? It is I who is bound. Therefore, I only brought myself into bondage. Therefore, I only have to desire for moksha. And for moksha, whatever I am told to do by the Lord and Shastra, I must do that with responsibility. That much is my role. After that, when and how, in what way, through slowly, steadily evolving me, gives me the mukti anubhava, that is in the hands of God. कोई घर आकर आपको ड्राइविंग स्विमिंग नहीं सिखाते. घर से निकलकर सीखने की इच्छा से those places you go, you pay your amount, then he will teach you. Is it not? Nobody does anything for us, is it not? Your wife may cook food and keep on the table, but you have to serve and you have to, with your hand, you have to eat. Even if she puts in the mouth, but वहां को चू करके गल्प तो आपको करना ही पड़ेगा. Is it not? That day when we discover, definitely I have हम पुरुषार्थ to do. क्या होता है ना, जो लोग पुरुषार्थ करना है मुझे ही समझते हैं, वो अर्थ काम प्राप्ति के लिए वर्ल्ड में अपने पुरुषार्थ सामर्थ्य यूज कर. जिनको बताया गया कि भगवान ये सब करते हैं, दोज पीपल आर गिविंग साधना फॉर द लॉर्ड टू डू. भगवान मैं संसार करूंगा, आप मेरे लिए अनन्यास चिंतन तमाम कर लेना. व्हाट भगवान सेड, युगुडु अनन्या चिंतयन्तमां येजना भासते नित्याभियुक्तानां, I will do the योगक्षेम. अंडरस्टूड नो? जब तक हमको संसार में कर्तृत्व है, तब तक हमको साधना का भी कर्म करना है. If at all you have to leave the kartrutva, not of sadhana first of the world, we do the other way around. Samsara ka kartrutva we take up. Every useless work of the world we put on our head. When it comes to sadhana doing, जब टाइम आएगा, जब मौका आएगा, जब भगवान चाहेंगे, जब गुरु चाहेंगे, जब कुछ, अरे इतनी बेवकूफियां, हमने सोचा एक दो ही है. Do you understand that? When it comes to sadhana, हम थे भगवान की इच्छा हो. भगवान की क्यों होगी इच्छा हमारे मोक्ष के लिए जब हमको नहीं है तो? Illogical it is, wrong thinking, arrogant thinking. That is the ego is the biggest enemy. Being friendly with the mana destroys us. When we go to the Guru, learn from him the knowledge and give it to the buddhi and make the ego surrender to that knowledge, Then the problematic ego, problematic mind can be sublimated. Then only we grow. They're all very subtle technical things. This much is enough. Okay. Now 6 times we'll chant this mantra and tell to ourselves, it is I supporting my mind and strengthening all the upadis, all the objects and desire for object and all. So the same mind is now becoming a factory of creating the dehas and the vastus and desires and action. Let the mind become the factory of taking the Lord's name and doing upasana, in which the samsara goes away. ऐसा संकल्प लेते हैं. Same time, मामे वे प्रपद्यन्ते माया में ताम तरन्ति ते. Oh Lord, it is your maya, it's so powerful. I am trying, but I know I cannot conquer it. Please bless me. वी हैव टू डू. देखो 90% भगवान करते, 10% हमको करना है ना. कटिंग वेजिटेबल्स, पुटिंग ऑन द स्टव इज आवर वर्क, बट थ्रू द अग्नि, भगवान ओनली इज द वन हु इज कुकिंग इट. यू आर नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग. That agni from the patila goes into water, from the water into the sabji, into that sabji or rice at nook and corner, that goes and boils that food worthy of eating. कौन कर रहा है वो? भगवान ही कर रहा है. सो टू इनसाइड, हाँ, चावल या रोटी मुंह में ला के चबा के गल्प करना, इतना ही हमारा काम. आफ्टर दैट इट इज गोइंग इन टू द स्टमक. देयर ऑल द juices are secreted. Then that mix up with the blood. Then the heat is given there. It is cooked there also. Then see that very subtle process of energy etc. goes to the blood. The liquid part waste goes through something. The solid unwanted goes through somewhere. ये कौन कर रहा है? प्रधानमंत्री परियोजना. मन की बात वाला प्रधानमंत्री, गवर्नमेंट कर रही है हमारा. कौन कर रहे हैं? ये भगवान ही कर रहे हैं. सेम वे व्हेन यू टेक मेडिसिन, हु इज वर्किंग इट? नाउ गॉड ओनली टेकिंग द मेडिसिन देयर एंड क्यूरिंग इट. When we plant the plants, we only watch. Who will take care? Through the sun, moon, then the waters, the air, oh Mata, who is giving that crop? आप थोड़ी बना रहे हो बैठ के एक चावल का पौधे को लेकर उसमें 20,000 100 चावल के दाने या पैडी आप चिपका रहे हो क्या उस पौधे को? चिपकाना है तो भी है कहाँ वो? Who is doing the giving of 1,000 mangoes to one tree to which you have sown only one plant or one mango? आप तो नहीं कर रहे. मैं तो नहीं कर रहा हूँ. मैं तो कभी सोचा भी नहीं कर सकता हूँ. So everywhere is Ishvara, but that first sowing the plant and protecting is our job, sowing the seeds. Got it? So therefore, what is our duty? We must know here. Instead of becoming desire-oriented mind, let us become sadhana-oriented mind. And keep checking. In my life, are the desires going on, getting reduced and all? Every one of them should go away. Okay? Therefore, kamana for the Rama removes kamana for the samsara world. Then samsara goes away. Mana also gets transcended because राम को पाने के लिए मन की जरूरत नहीं, क्योंकि राम हमारे आत्मा है. Very powerful mantras these, that is why I told you the essence of entire Vedanta for us to catch. Chant it 6 times. Om Manasrujati Vaidehan Gunan Karmani Chatmanah Tanmanah Srujate Maya Tato Jivasya Samsrutihi Manah Srujati Vaidehan Gunan Karmani Chatmanah Tanmanah Srujate Maya Tato Jivasya Samsrutihi Manah Srujati Vaidehan Gunan Karmani Chatmanah Tanmanah Srujate Maya ततो जीवस्य संस्कृतिः मनः सृजति वैदेहान् गुणान् कर्माणि चात्मनः तन्मनः सृजते माया ततो जीवस्य संस्कृतिः मनः सृजति वैदेहान् गुणान् कर्माणि चात्मनः तन्मनः सृजते माया ततो जीवस्य संस्कृतिः मनः सृजति वैदेहान् गुणान् कर्माणि चात्मनः तन्मनः सृजते माया ततो जीवस्य संस्रुतेः। और भी है इसमें विचार की बातें. वन लेवल वी हैव एक्सप्लेन 30%, 40%. मोर डीपली व्हेन यू गो, और भी उसको सारा डिसेक्ट करने से यू कैन सी only pure self, not seen as it is, alone is the cause of chaos of everything. It's just like any common sense. Your friend in front or anybody. If you don't understand him as he is, you will misunderstand. You know? When you don't understand him, you will misunderstand. The only problem. All problems are because of misunderstanding people only. Oh, no problem will there if you rightly understand. And right understandings are only two. One, in that person there is a Paramatma. Second, in that person there is a Jiva. Our job is to contact Paramatma and Jiva only to the extent of Vyavahara required. More than Vyavahara, what is done is you expect. Even you expect that person to be good also is wrong expectation. Why do you expect? No, generally सब लोग तू अपना काम कर. Don't create samsara. But then how can we be, if you are a spiritual seeker, that bondage also not allowed. You understand? A spiritual seeker not even prays for others' welfare also at the highest level. For one reason, there is nobody other than me. Second is an extra added burden to my mind. In the Vyavaharik level, lower level, to come out of our selfishnesses, we do self work for others. For our to avoid our own selfish plannings and prayers, we pray for the total. To come out of Vyashti, we go into the Samashti. Others. Other than that, as much useless is me, others also equally useless for sadhana. In sadhana, we have to reach only one Ekameva Advayam Brahma. उस ब्रह्म को पाने के लिए even Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara are obstacles. What to talk about the other fellows? सारे देवता तदेव ब्रह्मत्वं विद्धि न इदम यद इदम उपासते. वो ब्रह्म है जिसकी उपासना कर रहे हो. ब्रह्म विष्णु महेश्वर ये ब्रह्म नहीं है. दिस इज द अल्टीमेट वेदांत. वहां पहुंचने के लिए इवन दिस दी सृष्टि स्थिति लय कारक देवतास आल्सो हैव टू ट्रांसेंड. व्हाट टू टॉक अबाउट यूजलेस जीवास ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. बट एट दैट लेवल all is working on ourselves. For working on ourselves, we do all these seen outer things. Clear? That's why Sarva Dharman Parityajya. That is Sushti Dharma, Sthiti Dharma, Laya Dharma. All you transcend. Only Mam Ekam. These are Mam Ekam is that one without second Brahman in us. Shadam Raja means identify with him. Then Sarva Papya means Ajnanam. Moksha Ishyami means goes away. Mahashucha is when the Ajnana goes away, where is samsara? What is said in this shloka, what is in Sarvadharma, they are same to say. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sri Bhagavata Sharanam Mama. Sri Sadguru Sharanam Mama. Sri Suta Sharanam Mama. Sri Shukadeva Sharanam Mama. Sri Vyasa Sharanam Mama. Sri Narada Sharanam Mama. Sri Kumara Sharanam Mama. Sri Brahma Sharanam Mama. Sri Vishnu Sharanam Mama. Sri Parabrahma Sharanam Mama. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Sharanam Mama. Sharanam Mama. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Om Mukam Karoti Vacharam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrupātamaham Vande Paramanandamamadhavam Swarge Satyeja Kailase Vaikunte Nasti Ayam Rasah Atah Pibantu Sadbhagyaha Mama Munchata Karhichita Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha Srimad Bhagavata Mahapuranam Dashamaskandha Uttarardha अथ एकपञ्चाशत्तमोऽध्यायः श्रीशुक उवाच श्रीमुचुकुन्द उवाच Let us chant Muchukunda. विमोहितोऽयं जन ईश मायया त्वदीयया त्वां न भजत्यनर्थदृक् सुखाय दुःखप्रभवेषु सज्जते गृहेषु योषित् पुरुषश्च वञ्चितः लब्ध्वा जनो दुर्लभमत्र मानुषम् कथञ्चिदव्यङ्गमयत्नतो नघा पादारविन्दं न भजत्य सन्मतिः गृहान्धकोपे पतितो यथा पशुः ममैष कालोजितनिष्फलो गतः राज्यश्रियोन्नद्धमदस्य भूपतेः मर्त्यात्मबुद्धेः सुतदारकोशभूषु आसज्जमानस्य दुरन्तचिन्तया कलेवरेऽस्मिन् घटकुड्यसन्निभे निरूढमानो नरदेव इत्यहम् वृतो रथे भाष्वपदात्यनीकपैः गां पर्यटन् स्वागणयन् सुदुर्मदः प्रमत्तमुच्चैरिति कृत्य चिन्तया प्रवृद्धलोभं विषयेषु लालसं त्वमप्रमत्तः सहसाभिपद्यसे क्षुल्लेलिहानो हिरिवाकुमन्तकः पुरारथैर्हेम परिष्कृतैश्चरन् मतङ्गजैर्वा नरदेव संज्ञितः स एव कालेन दुरत्ययेन ते कलेवरो विट्कृमि भस्म संज्ञितः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Millions rupees are poured also. This knowledge is not given, not gained. Nowhere you find. It is more worthy than all of them because none of those million rupees can protect us from samsara, from old age, mrityu, or narakadi, papa or kupa. है ना डुक्रुं करणे नहीं नहीं रक्षते सन्नीते काले संप्राप्ते only jnanam rakshati bhajagovindam rakshati. So it's such a beautiful vicharana contemplation, and we are lucky, especially the Telugu knowing people. In Mundaka, we are studying Parikshalokan Karmachitan Brahmanaha Nirvedam Ayat. This we explained to you in the Taittari also to some extent. In this Muchukunda's stuti here, exactly that is what he is showing us how to do. कर्मचित लोकों का परीक्षण कैसे करके that nirveda called vairagya we have to obtain. This is what is showing here. And beautiful, every shloka is complete with great content in it. See the first shloka itself, though we studied yesterday, how many tens and twenties of lot of beautiful thoughts are there. So first and first foremost is Isha. There is Lord. Brahman Asti. First you have to talk that परमात्मा है. अब देखो मुचुकुंद के सामने भगवान है लेकिन वो भगवान है कि नहीं, he'll have to accept. Many people did not accept him as God. एक पौंड्रक वासुदेव तो कहता है बाद में कि मैं ही कृष्ण ओरिजिनल हूँ और डुप्लीकेट है, अब मेरे को वोट डाल. See the beauty. The Nastika says, I will believe when the God is in front. But when the God he comes in front, whether this fellow will believe or not, again there is a doubt. Because basically he is Nastik. Because for the God's presence, even his arrival also is not proof if this fellow has no faith and no experience. And experience comes through sadhana. Sadhana is done with the faith in accepting Bhagavan. अब कृष्ण भगवान आए, फ्लूट बजाया, और शिव जी आए, डमरू बजाए, विष्णु भगवान आए, चक्र घुमाया. If this Nastika says, you are from some Natak company, I don't believe you. If that fellow is so stubborn, he says, I don't believe, any arrival of God will not make him accept. Like all the Christians and Islamists, they study all our Puranas. but they don't want to believe them as God. Therefore, instead of becoming Bhakta and getting that Bhagavad Anubhuti, they only find the fault to destroy our own religion. How wretched is their mind and thought, you see. What can you do? Once they have decided, what can you do? That is why I told you yesterday, even from the sand you can take out oil by churning and all. You cannot make such a stupid fellows anything. You keep yourself away from them. अभी अभी हम थोड़ा नरम हो रहे हैं भगवान को समझने में. अगर गर्म होकर भगवान को समझने से पहले ऐसे नालायकों के संगत में पड़ते हैं तो ठंडा पड़ जाएंगे साधना. On the other hand, if you say the Lord is there, enough. Lord will take care of guiding you to make you experience that what you are inside is the Lord only. In and through everything, God alone. Like morning class, Astiva, Nastiva. From there we started. And where did we end? What is there is Brahman alone. Everything is out of his own Kamana, out of himself from the unmanifest, got into manifestation. What is God manifested? Not Paramatma. Rupanama. What is Rupanama? Paramatma only in a Rupanama Rupa. Without Paramatma, Rupanama don't exist. Water only in the form of wave and the name of wave. There is no wave without water. See how important it is. So first acceptance is Isha. Second is, it is his Maya. Okay, Bhagavan gave his Maya and gave us the every of the equipment. In the Maya, he has put all the three gunas, two to bind, one to liberate. You understand that one to liberate if we hold, you will not be caught up in Maya, we reach God. But we have chosen the other two. If we don't accept that we have made wrong choice, we don't accept that as wrong choice, and we don't know what will be the right choice. This is the biggest problem. मैं मेरे ही बेवकूफ़ी से भगवान के माया के अंदर वाले सत्वगुण के अलावा सत्गुण के जगह रजस तमस को चुनकर मैं खुद संसार में फंसा हूँ. If I don't agree it, and also if I don't accept, it is I will have to now hold on to Sattva-guna and come out of samsara one side and through Sattva-guna reach to the God. If I don't accept and do it, I will be फंसे रहेंगे. When मैं फंसा रहता हूँ संसार में, भगवान को कोई नुकसान नहीं है ना. If the drunkard and all continue drinking, what is the loss to God or the world? Nothing. He will destroy his life. How important, see? Here, jana isha tava maya vimohitaha. Okay? Here we can add all the three gunas bind. Even sattva guna binds with a worldly sukha, worldly achievement, worldly talents, worldly abilities. That's why even sattva guna also is a guna, is a rope, is a golden chain, but binds. Therefore, use sattva guna for tattva jindana, then the sattva becomes shuddha sattva, that leads to tattva anubhuti, then moksha. Otherwise, as much the laziness is a bondage, as much the activity desire is bondage, so much knowing anything of the world also is sattva guna, is also bondage. That's called as medhaya pihitaha. That medha is sattva guna only. You know what we studied in Yaschanda Sam Rishabho Vishwarupaha in the morning class? All the sattvic medhas only binding us, no? I learn physics and I want to become physicist. It's a great sattva guna's result. I learn chemistry, I am in the chemistry lab. I learn this talent, that talent, I am entering. So every learning is taking away from God only, no? Isliye all these learnings are put in avidya and apravidya by our Mundaka Upanishad. वेद वेदांग सब जिसमें भगवान नहीं है उन सब को वो अपरा विद्या में डाल दिया. अपरा विद्या इज गुण अविद्या, देयरफॉर निराकर्तव्य. सेम थिंग इन सिंपल लैंग्वेज भगवान शंकर सेस इट इज डुक्रुम करणे. ओनली भज गोविंदम इज द मुक्ति गिविंग थिंग. देख लो. तो ईशा तव मायया अयम जनः विमोहितः त्वदीयया मायया. And thereafter, what happened? The other two gunas or even the three gunas used for something else, na bhajati, you. Why? Because of this Maya, anartha druk. इनका दृष्टि ये अनर्थ करने वाले संसार के प्रति हो गया तीन गुणों के कारण, मेनली रजस एंड तमोगुण. Then what I meant, see what he does when his drushti has become seeing the artha in the anartha, sukhaya dukkha prabhaveshu sajjate. This is what is so difficult to understand. You know? Those things which are going to give us dukkha, in them, in anticipation of sukha, we are sajjate, we are caught up in it. And what is the dukkha according to Vedanta? According to Vedanta, dukkha is how much ever sukha you may get, even of the Brahma Lokadi, but they are not as good and equal and real as the Brahma Ananda. Therefore, not having the Ananta Brahma Ananda itself is dukkha. And it is true, even one become Brahma Indra, one day उनका भी retirement हो जाता है. You know, the more bigger post you are, when you are roosted from that post, दुखा is more. You know, जब मैं बड़ा ऑफिसर था 100 लोग मेरे को सैल्यूट करते थे एंड ऑल. अब रिटायर हो गए, रिटायर हो गए वो लोग ही सैल्यूट कर रहे हैं नेचुरली. इंटरेस्टिंग. These slokas have to be so deeply contemplated till we get into the nerve of it, the reality of it. O Lord, by your Maya deluded people, seeing the Artha in the Anartha, they are getting caught up in them. Vimohitoyam janaishamaya tvadiyaya, then Tvam na bhajati, instead of doing your bhajana, Anartha drukha, with a drushti, having toward the anartha vastus, sukhaya dukkha praveshu sajjate. They are attached to the vastus for the sake of sukha, which actually give the dukkha. What are they, sir? Example, gruheshu, in the grahastha ashrama sukha bhoga. Wherever you use the word gruheshu, understand it is artha kama pradhana. Whenever you say vanaprasthi, you understand it is dharma pradhana. Whenever you say sannyasi, you say moksha pradhana. Don't get caught up by the outer words. द मीनिंग. अब इतना उपनिषद पढ़ने के बाद हमको ना उस मीनिंग में पहुंचने का आना चाहिए. कैचिंग द मीनिंग इज इंपॉर्टेंट. समझदार को इशारा काफी. when you go to somebody's house, they don't even offer you chair or water, even don't say very good welcome. What do you understand by it? They don't like my presence, therefore you don't go there. That's why I stopped going everywhere. Nowhere. अपनी जगह मस्त रहो. All gurus, gods, they only are coming to me, happily guiding and all. In the same way, subtle thing we have to understand, not gross. So here, grossly what is said, आपके माया से लोग फंस रहे. It is as if it is Bhagwan is blamed. भगवान made माया for all common. Everybody नहीं फंस रहे. जो चाह रहे वही फंस रहे. Therefore, by that, don't blame the God. That is the meaning of rightly understanding. Also, in the same way, the last one, Yoshit Purushascha Gruheshu Vanchita means what? Mutually attached to each other, giving all sukha to each other, thus denying the Atma Sukha or Brahma Sukha. So, एक जगह तक तुम मेरे पास आओ, मैं तेरे पास आओ, दोनों भगवान को भूलकर अपने सुख भोग में रमेंगे. But after certain maturity, you leave me, I leave you. You go for you Brahma Sukha, I'll go for my Brahma Sukha. ऐसा होना चाहिए. Otherwise, वंचितः. योषित पुरुष को, पुरुष योषित को वंचना. देखो, very funny thing here. That's the what the paradox here. Here, the wife cheating husband, vanchitah. Husband cheating wife means not husband leaving the wife, marrying somebody else. No, not leaving the wife is vanchita. Because by holding on to her, he is stopping her own liberation and he is blocking his own liberation. यहाँ जब इस तरह का सूक्ष्म वेदांत पढ़ोगे, यहाँ वंचना इज नॉट धोखा देना, प्यार करना ही वंचना है. Like after giving all this knowledge to you, if I hold on to you with all my love and emotion, I am doing vanchana to you. What I should say, पढ़ लिया ना, भाग, go and do your meditation, reach to भगवान, चलो वहां मिलते हैं. Otherwise vanchana. That is why no guru, after giving sannyasa diksha to disciple, holds the disciple. No, it's a vanchana. You seek your path of liberation. That's how someone, by their choice, they stay with Guru. Some live in their pursuit of Paramatma, wherever they go. You understood? Yoshit Purushascha Vanchitaha is they are doing Vanchana by loving each other. That's why as long as they love attached to each other, they enjoy the worldly life, but they forget God. And only ये गड़बड़ होता है बीच में, स्लोली भगवान याद आते हैं उनको. अब उससे क्या समझना है मैं आपको छोड़ता हूँ. But all this is maturity. It's all it's neither to belittle grahastha ashrama, nor to insult, nor asking you to get talak and come to me and say, स्वामी जी आपने कहा हम दोनों तलाक लेकर के दोनों मेरे पास आ गए. मैं क्या करूँ, फिर से शादी करूंगा तो आप दोनों. Because when you both are married and fight and love with each other, I am liberated. I am interested in my liberation, not in anything. So it is not denied all that. You have to be wise enough. इशारा हमको समझना है. Same thing which are one side time told to be ambitions, desires, duties. है ना? Ambition to marry and have a good grahastha ashrama. Desire and get all the things in the grahastha ashrama. Then feeling the duty of taking care of everyone, they themselves become bondage after some time. That's why sarvadharman parityaja. And that giving up is neither outside nor abrupt. Slowly inside. And inside also never give up. Hold on to Bhagwan, automatically सारे चीज सेट हो जाते. Like, is anybody holding on to you for this 1.5, 2 hours? Nobody. Why? You are holding to the God. Automatically they leave you. On the other hand, one day if I give you holiday, which I will not give you, आशा मत रखना. And you don't come to class, go. People ask, क्या हुआ मम्मा आज suddenly? स्वामी जिंदा है कि नहीं? काय को कह रहे class? They will ask you and send you. And कौवे का example याद रखो. In that Dattatreya story, when the cow was having the flesh in its mouth, all vultures, birds were biting it. The fellow left that vulture thing. All of them went for it, left this crow. So too, as long as you have to give them something, they hold on to you. They want nothing other you. They don't our nobody wants us. They want things from us. And you give everything to namaste bolte. This is how Yavat Vittoparthana Sakta. These are all truths. They have to be with a dignity, we have to receive them. There is nothing to feel bad about it. Okay, एक श्लोक हमने देखा आज हो गया. Second one is what? Very, very powerful. No, this shloka, even I am not satisfied in telling how much you have to study, listen till the essence comes. Vedanta is catching essence. It's not a reading novel and finishing, and in that knowing the characters, knowing the story, beginning and end. ऐसा नहीं होता. कोई लोग 10 बार एक नॉवल पढ़ लिए, पूरा उनको वर्ड बाय वर्ड, स्टोरी बाय स्टोरी, सीन बाय सीन, एवरीथिंग दे नो इट नाउ. लाइक 20 टाइम्स एनी मूवी यू सी, those days we used to see एक ही मूवी 10 बार देखते थे, तो every coming dialogue they know it. Vedanta is not like that. Vedanta, every time you have to read, we study, it should bring the deeper inner transformations till the final truth comes. You have no other support than the Vedanta. If you leave the support of Vedanta, we are caught up. Even by bhakti and yoga, one level, they also bind you. Bhakti binds you in Dvaita, yoga binds you in the vrittis. As if they are real, we try to struggle to do the nirodha of the vritti. Where are the vrittis? Only one Paramatma is there. They abide in that. That is why only Vedanta is Maharaja. Nothing greater than that. That's why even Bhagavan, when he comes in Avatara, even though he says, Mera bhakti karo, finally, to Sarvadharman Parideja, Mam Ekam Sharanam is not Lord Krishna. Here, the Parabrahma Tattva, one without second truth. Uske Sharan mein jao. So, second shloka is beautiful. कि लब्ध्वा जनः दुर्लभम अत्र मानुषम. है ना, रिकॉग्नाइज करो कि हम मनुष्य है, and it is very दुर्लभ. Muchukunda is saying, even God said in so many textbooks, Manusham lokam, Kshiprami Manushalik and all that. So Manusham Durlabam Lokam Labdva Janma. Okay. Labdva Jana Durlabam Atra Manusham. And Kathanchit somehow Avyangam, very perfect. Then Ayatnataha, given as a gift only by the Lord. मैं तो कहता हूँ करुणा है भगवान का कि मनुष्य जन्म देके, दैट आल्सो बॉर्न इन भारतवर्ष एंड ऑल। रियली भगवान ना जस्टिस के दृष्टि से देखेंगे ना, हमको काहे कोई जंगल में छिपकली कुछ बना के छोड़ना चाहिए, सम अदर एनिमल। इट इज करुणा कृपा, he gave another chance for us, is it not? So लब्ध्वा जनः दुर्लभमत्र मानुषम कथंचित अव्यंगम अयत्नतानगा, ये सब मैं कल विवेक चूड़ामणि कोट करके एक्सप्लेन किया था। देन पादारविंदम न भजति, ही इज कॉल्ड असन्मति। द असन्मति सेड डिसेंटली, he said little hard by Shankara Bhagwan by saying Mudamati. What is said Mudamati? What is Sanmati? Same. Here Padarvindam Navajati, there Bhajagovindam Mudamati. Padarvindam Navajati Asanmati. And why? Gruha Andhakope Patitaha. है ना? This grahastha ashrama of wife and husband, children, grandchildren, great grandchildren, great great grandchildren, in-laws, outlaws, all of them. Without marrying, you can avoid all that. After marrying, till you die, you can continue that. In between, after some maturity, slowly you can reduce that and enter into your bhakti sadhana. All is your choice. You have to know where, what is my ultimate goal, for that what is to be done. It is yours. If she, let us say Lord Krishna, Rama, Shiva, Devi, Mata, Ganpati, all five came in front. लेट अस से ऑल आर टेलिंग यू, नहीं नहीं संसार क्या है, फंस रहे हो, सब छोड़कर हमारे पास आओ, मुक्ति मिलेगा। इफ यू से नो नो भगवान, हमको इसी में खुशी होना है, हमको भोग चाहिए, संसार में रहना है, डू यू थिंक दे विल फोर्स और व्हाट? यथेच्छ से तथा करो, योर चॉइस, दे जस्ट डिसअपियर बिकॉज दे से इट इज, वी आर रेडी टू गिव मोक्ष, इफ यू डोंट टेक व्हाट कैन आई डू? दैट इज वाई परीक्षा लोकान कर्मजितान निर्वेदम आयात, वो ही हमको कह रहे। अपने नेक्स्ट 7-8 श्लोकास यू विल सी his entire life Muchukunda ji just remembers as a reel, and in that he sees how aggressively he was involved in the world to gain this or that at the cost of his spiritual evolution. That mistake I will not, oh Lord, you may give me all vara, the blank check, but other than the Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana, Tattva Jnana, Niranjanam, Nirgunam, Advayam, Param Tattvam, Nyapti Matram, other than that I want nothing. That will be our last 57th shloka. Slowly we go for it. So in this shloka, essence is what? The very rare human life freely given with all its beauties, abilities. Instead of holding on to Bhagavan to Mukti, we only lost in the Graha and the Gobe Patitaha. And he is saying the word Pashuhu. Those who live at the Indriya level, outer Sukha Bhoga level, and don't think about their ultimate Mukti, they are as bad or good as Pashu only. Then, after generally telling in this way, particularly taking his own life as an example, he tells how he has done a mistake of getting lost in the world and not doing sadhana. Thus, he inspires all of us also to look back into our own lives, how moment by moment, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day, seriously, sincerely, wholeheartedly, we dedicated our life only for our samsara and destruction. वो चाव से कैसे फंस गए, अपने आप को खुद को सोचना है। You know, that's for little temporary sense pleasures at the mind, some emotional sukha, for some intellectual sukha, only this. अरे तो आत्म सुख के सामने कुछ नहीं है। But we are also, have to be given an excuse to say कि we were not informed about this knowledge. उसमें हमारा मिस्टेक है, किसने कहा कि मत पूछो जाकर। Anyway, all the past is past. Now we to heard there is Brahma Jnana, Atma Jnana, Ananta Ananda Moksha. Now nobody can be blamed if you don't choose that path. We only have to be blamed. अब जैसे कोर्ट में होता है, अनजाने में गलती किया तो सजा कम, जानबूझकर किया तो सजा ज्यादा। है ना? In the ignorance, when we are lost in samsara, our dukkha will be less. Knowingly, when we know the truth, yet we enter into samsara, we are more criminals for our own self. That's why pashyanna bicha na pashyati mudaha. Tomorrow he will say this, Ki Mama Esha Kalaha Ajita Nishwara Gataha. My this entire life has gone fruitless only. Rajya Shriya Unnadam Adasya Bhupatehe. I was a king with highest level of arrogance because of my vast kingdom and all my wealths. Martyatma Buddhehe. And all that because I had Atma Buddhi with this body. Sutadara Kosha Bhushu Asajjamanasa. Throughout life, I was Asajjamanaha, fully attached to Suta, the children, all, Dara, the wife, and all, Kosha, the wealth, etc. Bhushu means all the kingdom. Kingdom, the wealth, treasury, then wife and children, they're all technical words. Huh? Material dependencies and the human dependencies are technically called as Sutadara Kosha Bhushu. Asajjamana, see, I was so much attached to them and Duranta Chintaya. And in trying to procure them, maintain them, indulge in them, endlessly I was only doing that chinta of it, not chintana. Remember, anything contemplation of Lord only is chintana. Anything other than that is chinta. Chinta is a chitta. It burns. It burns means what? With all that effort put and gained things, nothing goes with us. Even the body, for whose sukha all this we procured, that also remains there as ash, doesn't go with us. That's the meaning of chinta burns as chitta. Not chinta burns with only dukha. That is anyway there. But chintana gives the jnana agni, which burns the chinta and mrityu. Okay. That's how each of the shloka is self-reflection by him. Almost whatever are there to him are to us only. He has got in a big quantity, we have in small. For all his analysis, bodily we can lift and do for our own analysis. But as he got Vairagya, we should also get, as he asked the Lord, other than Brahmajnana, even nothing, same thing we should seek. That's what the lesson. Tomorrow we'll see. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha. बोल श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय, श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण शास्त्र की जय, श्री वेदव्यास शुकदेव सूतादि भागवताचार्य की जय। ओम मंगल नीराजनाथ पुरुष शंकर उर्वान देवता। ओम ओम नीलमेघ श्याम कृष्ण नित्य मोहन कृष्ण बाल गोपाल कृष्ण वेणुगान लोल कृष्ण वेदांत वेद्य नवनीत चोर कृष्ण नित्य मंगलम भक्त जनाधार कृष्ण परम दयावार्ति कृष्ण मुक्ति संदायक कृष्ण मूर्ति मंगलम गीतामृतदात कृष्ण परम योगीश कृष्ण पार्थ रूप कृष्ण सर्वमंगलम। ओम न तत्र सूर्य भाति न चंद्र तारकम नेम नारायण बोल श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय, श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण शास्त्र की जय, श्री वेदव्यास शुकदेव सूतादि भागवताचार्य की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तन गोविंद गोविंद। Thank you friends for patient listening. Even I too feel quickly do this text. But these slokas, when they are chanted and seeing our own state of evolution, we just feel like contemplate more, talk more, discuss more, so that that essence of that enters us and make us true Viveki, makes us true Vairagi, makes us true Jignasu or Bhakta. Even if we complete this Shastra and take another, in that also things are same that we have already seen. So रसक ग्रहण के लिए आजकल मन लगा है. Or else what? Those 13 slokas one day I can do. 12 skandha ka. Ab ye bhi, just you saw half a minute, that third sloka of Muchukunda we have spoken. As he was thinking about himself, Mama Isha Kalo, Ajito Gajitaha Gataha Nishpalaha, Sutadara Bhot, Kosha Bhushu, Asajjamanasya Duranta Chintaya. Half minute you can talk, half minute kya, 15 second mein khatam. But has it entered into our heart? Anything it has to enter to the heart, we have to give the mind, time, and heart for it. We are trying to give the mind, time, and allowing it to enter into the heart. Still, lot of blocks are there in the heart, not allowing it. When we open those blocks, that is the Shraddha, the Jignasa. I want to know the truth, I want to live the truth, I want to experience the truth. That type of Shraddha है तो हृदय के सारे किवाड़ कवाड़ खुल जाते हैं. Into this, into the Hridaya, the knowledge enters that awakens the self which is already there for our experience. These are all not just poems. They're not just mere words of entertainment. They're all experiences. Chalo, let us go to Adhyatma Ramayana.